Neo Contra is one of the manliest games I have ever played. Everything is so over the top and I absolutely love it. You want to see how sharp this katana is? And look at this canon event. Who is that woman? Was she a lover? Oh, by the way, there's like no context for this whatsoever. The game is filled to the brim with explosions too, just look at them. By the end of the opening cinematic, these two manly bros have become explosions themselves. That's not even the manliest thing yet. Neo Contra itself is just a 3D reimagining of the side-scrollers. You don't collect weapon pickups in this game, instead you just choose your set of weapons right from the start. You switch between two different weapons and use a third attack to lock onto aerial enemies. For the first stage, you are literally shot out of a cannon, from orbit, directly into a city, and wipe out half the town. And that's not even the manliest part yet. You then do the classic jump flip into the stage, and start. By the way, you don't jump in this game, you just dodge. Neo Contra is not a traditional twin-stick shooter. You sort of just aim where you move at, so it gets kind of awkward at first, but you can get used to it, and you could also lock yourself down to aim at a specific angle while strafing. There's an evade button too. You can dash, or just do a twirly-whirly in place so that bullets can go right through you. There is no complexity for the stages. You're literally just running forward and mowing down all the enemies while blowing up anything you can. The hit percentage you see in the bottom isn't for accuracy, but rather shows how much destruction you've caused. It goes up for every unique enemy you've killed, along with anything that you can destroy and explode. Near the end of the first stage, Bill and Jaguar nearly makes it into the boss room. If you're wondering why they're in their underwear, don't. The game also loves its boss faces. First, you get psyched out by this encounter, then this baby-faced abomination comes out.
It's not even the nastiest thing yet.
All it does is shoot bees at you. It also throws all this toxic waste. Then when it's finally down for the count, you have to follow it down a pit. Except, it is now a robotic enemy for some reason. It shoots laser beams and also these smaller drones that makes it harder to navigate. Once you take out the mech, you go all the way to the bottom and meet one of the elite Contra. There's gonna be so much fucking Contra in this game, I don't think your mind is ready for it.
So, the scum have finally arrived!
You must be the commander.
One of the Neo Contra elite. Right the first time! Gorilla Contra is my name. As your reward for getting this far, I'll grant you a quick death.
First off, you have to log onto all the rifles and cannons to disable it. This will force him to go into Metal Gear mode. Keep shin kicking so that Gorilla Contra can come out, and then lock onto him with your third weapon so that you can take him out for the count.
With my last breath, I hail thee, Master Contra!
On stage 2, you start off on a motherfucking dinosaur and take out enemies on the freeway. I love the camera angles in this game too, like it's so cinematic. It's not even the manliest thing yet. Also, I haven't really commented on the music yet because most of it's just heavy grunge guitar. You know, the popular kind in the mid-2000s where everything had to lack color and be dark and gritty. But the highway music is actually a nice pace of change. And by pace, I mean it's a high-paced electronica. Point is, this game might be considered the gamer equivalent of a greasy pizza. I mean, yeah, it is. But at least you know they baked it with care. Once you take down the enemy ship, Bill and Jaguar pulls a Yoshi and abandons their mount at the end of the highway, just so they could climb up the building, only to be chased by the Mama Yoshi. So you're climbing up just avoiding the walls and whatever the enemy is throwing at you. Look, this dude just said fuck it and threw a potted plant. And at the top, Mama Yoshi decides to go metal and tries to take you out herself. But of course, you two prevail and hop into the building. What comes next is a 3D reimagining of those 2D segments in Contra, where you know you're facing the wall.
You know that you found the wall!
Just take out the cord to break on through and explode your way to the boss.
Well, I never!
Pansy!
So the boss was taken out by Big Boss. Except not really. And this dude calls himself Mystery G.
Mystery G?
You two talk Contra to Contra and he decides to test your abilities.
Let's see what you got. Interesting. You're not bad.
Clancy wakes up and does his best Rudolph impression.
I don't know who you are, and I don't care. But now you've really made me mad.
See ya. Hey, wait a minute.
G decides to leave you behind so you could whack those weeds.
Listen, I'm not good with one-liners, okay?
For the third stage, Bill and Jaguar erupt from a fucking volcano. Like, wow, what are these guys made of? But no, it's fine, they land in water, but Jesus. This isn't even the manliest part yet, but look at those beefcakes. Just look at them, they're straight out the oven.
I might be straight, but I'm not. What did I mean by that?
At this point, the game just becomes standard affair. Like I said, there isn't really much complexity to the stages. You lock in on the air enemies and shoot the ground units, you know, whatever. This tongue alien sticks out at least, and then you fight whatever the hell this thing is. I do like how quickly these assholes are to resume scavenging again. So the next segment, you gotta dodge these road rashing dudes that run over their own comrades, while also dodging these giant boulders. At the end, you enter this big warehouse and go through a mini boss rush. You have this giant mech that you have to push off the edge, and then it's followed by these drones and a giant laser. Again, the game's pretty easy and it's not that complicated, but at least the attack patterns keep you aware, and it makes it fun to dodge and destroy and all that jazz. The next boss is interesting though. Just look at her introduction. And yes, her. Bill and Jaguar are just like, what? There are girls in this game? Yeah, I'm a girl too.
A gamer girl?
Get ready.
Always the tough guy, Billy dear.
What? How do you know about me? And who the hell are you? No, it can't be. Lucia.
What?
Yeah, I'm with Jaguar's surprise here. Lucia was actually a playable character in the previous Contra game, Shattered Soldier. So her being a boss was supposed to be a plot twist, but because I never played the game, it never really affected me, nor does her turning into an antagonist really make much sense. Lucia's fight is actually stimulating, like I had to think for the first time in a while on how to dodge her attacks. Lucia's mech gives her power-ups that change up her attack patterns too. Whenever she went electric, I had to time my dodge, because she just split up into multiple clones and her attack be all over the place. Meanwhile, while you're attacking her, the mech is also dropping down explosions. So once Lucia's defeated, she gives Bill a warning to stay away before succumbing to her wounds.
Lucia. Why? Answer me!
You always were tough, Bill. But that will be your undoing. Listen to me. Resist all you want. But you can't hope to win. Not against him.
What are you trying to tell me, Lucia?
Goodbye.
Lucia. Lucia.
Gotta give it to him. That performance was way better than early Capcom quality.
What am I fighting for?
Fourth stage. Guess how it opens up. Just try to guess. Because if you guessed Bill and Jaguar running atop of an active helicopter rotor while in the fucking sky, then you already knew the answer. But dog, how do you go from Lucia to whoever the fuck this is? And after you clear out all the drones and whatever, the little mini boss, whatever, a cinematic plays where you and Jaguar still manages to run atop, I'm using quotation marks here, atop of the helicopter as it does a fucking aileron roll. Like, physics is just a suggestion at this point. Like, just whatever, man. Low-key though, the fourth stage run is the hardest in my opinion. You're just mowing down the enemies again, but there's a lot of them, along with these giant cannons in the way, and narrow walkways that makes dodging difficult. It's really easy to lose track of the enemy bullets, but it's a very short stage too, and at the end of the battleship, we meet
Animal Contra.
You dog.
Nice observation, Bill.
Trap?
Indeed. This ship is about to self-destruct. You will die. A moth drawn to my flame.
You sacrifice your own men.
Wait! If you were truly a captain, you'd go down with a ship.
We won't let you get away.
So as the ship is about to self-destruct, Bill and Jaguar grab a couple of freaking missiles to chase down the boss. Look, they're just using them as surfboards. Animal Contra can be one of the hardest bosses. He definitely was for my first playthrough, because you just need to know ahead of time how his lasers reflect off each other. That and the fact that he starts moving can lead to many deaths. If you're going for the 100% hit rate, then you need to take out his cannons first. If not, just let Jaguar handle this. So for the first 4 stages, you can actually pick them in any order. However, the 5th one doesn't open up until you beat the first 4. So moving on, the 5th stage opens up in Ohio, or Brazil, or whatever the current hip cursed location is. Bill and Jaguar emerge from the beast and are ready to take out the enemy. If you ever played any Contra game before, then you know when reaching the end of the game is when aliens. The aliens can be taken out as normal. The stocks you have to lock onto and the others just spawn more aliens until you take them out. Eventually another face monster starts chasing you, but Bill and Jaguar manage to escape. Just kidding, it hops on down and tries to fire its lasers. Remember to spot dodge, and when it takes on a lot of damage, it hatches into a beautiful moth. Evolution is fascinating. Anyways, you get into creepier alien territory, where the floor has eyes and tries to eat you. I'll give some props, this is some JRPG horror aesthetics going on in here. Just do some more running and gunning and reach this alien wall boss that is a bit easy to take out, so I've never actually seen its attacks. Once inside, you've got one more boss to take out. Four Brainiacs and Jars are flying about, and the big head sits in the center, attacking from behind a barrier. Use your homing attacks to turn the UFOs into IOUs, and focus on the big head itself. Once you do enough damage, he hatches from his cocoon and enters Andros mode. However, no matter how big his brain is, he can't outsmart your bullets. So turn his gray matter into a bullet sponge and take him out. Once you win, Stephen Blum comes in to congratulate you. and is about to do a whole lot of plot twists for some reason.
Who are you?
Isn't it obvious? I am the Supreme Commander of Neo Contra.
Commander? You must be Master Contra.
Correct. I'll hand it to you, Bill Reiser. You beat my Elite Four. That's more than I expected from a fake.
Fake? What the hell are you talking about?
Ha! Perhaps this will clear things up.
What?
Incredible. He could be your identical twin.
So, Stephen Blum is revealed to be Bill, but you're also Bill. And while Stephen Bill Blum laughs at your shock, he launches his plan and eradicates the Earth from space.
What? You thought I was joking? That's really how it ends. And that's not even the manliest part yet.
Okay, I'm somewhat joking. You only get this bad ending if you didn't reach that far in the game with a high enough ranking. Like I said before, you have to kill everyone and everything, and try not to die yourself. So when you get back to this part with rank A or above, a different cutscene plays, with Mystery G intervening.
Who is that? You'll pay for that! You'll just be part of the debris when I vaporize this planet. Goodbye.
Where did he go?
Hang on.
Don't worry about me. With these wounds, I'm already a goner. More importantly, you've got to get him.
But we can't just...
Listen, Reiser. Don't let his words rattle you. You know who you are. And how you live your life dictates who you are. You're not a fake if you risk your life fighting for your ideals. You are a true hero. You are Contra.
Just who are you?
The same as you. Contra. I was called that.
Hold on.
Okay, so, plot synopsis, you're all Bill.
Except for Jaguar, because he's too cool to be Bill.
And G is the real OG Bill that we played as in the original Contra titles on the NES. The franchise is trying to get all Metal Gear with us, with G being Big Boss, Playable Bill being Solid, and Stephen Blum being Liquid. The stage ends and we move on to the 6th stage, where we launch from a shuttle and take out these mini Gundams. Once we crash into the site, we meet up with Stephen Blum again, and more of what I just explained gets elaborated upon. Point is, Stephen Blum is a weapon with Bill's consciences, and you're just Bill's body, you're both clones, and blah blah blah. Point is, stage 6 is just the boss rush. You face Stephen Blum through various phases. He throws his sword at you, that turns into more sword. The next phase is where Stephen Blum turns into more Stephen Blum, and shrieks down the battlefield. Here you gotta find the right Stephen Blum to take him out.
Be right back.
After this, we get into another cutscene and find out that everything is Stephen Blum.
You couldn't possibly have defeated me.
What are you?
Project C. The model for the project was the legendary and ultimate soldier, Bill Reiser.
What are you saying?
There were two different paths of research in this plan. One was to clone and recreate the ultimate soldier, Bill Riser. You are the result of that plan. The other was to take Bill Riser's consciousness and implant that into a weapon, which resulted in me.
What? But that would mean...
Yes. This facility, which has the power to vaporize planets, is all me.
Wait, let me think for a moment. That would mean that you're the original Bill Riser.
What is Bill Riser? It is just a name of a single entity who has been gone for centuries. Bill Riser is now a symbol. He is the never-ending desire for conquest. Aggression incarnate. Power that exceeds all. Pure destruction. And I am the original one. No, I have far surpassed the original. I am the ultimate form of Bill Riser.
No, you're a joke. You're just a heap of metal with an inflated ego.
I don't expect you to understand. So I'll just have to force the issue. When I'm through, not a single strand of your DNA will remain.
He sticks his big ol' head out, and now you've got a self-destruct timer. Let me tell you, on default weapons, this part is actually terrifying. The siren is going off. Seizure-inducing effects are blaring. You've got Shadow Steven Blum clones trying to take you out. And even when you do everything perfectly, you're left with barely a handful of seconds to spare. But then you use the Heavenly Laser set and it's like... And the worst part, there was a second bad ending if you're ranked B for bitch, where you two die on an exploding satellite, but Steven Blum survives while drifting in space. You gotta rank A for above bitch or higher to proceed with the game. And once you hit stage 7, it's the final stage and the final boss. Steven Blum has achieved Andros mode as well, and you've gotta fight him while crashing through the atmosphere. Anybody notice that this particular setting was really popular during that era? The attacks are kind of hard to make out, so getting killed here is deceptively easy. You also don't have much space to maneuver around, so slow and steady movements are key here. You can't actually shoot him either, you can only lock on with your third weapon, so just focus on homing in while keeping an eye on the bullet spreads. Interesting fact, as you descend, Earth comes closer and closer, and Steven Blum can actually be the one that dies here, since too much time has passed and he burns up in the atmosphere. The last cinematic plays, and Bill and Jaguar crash into the Earth's ocean. They hitch a ride atop of a motherfucking whale, and the game truly ends. And that's Neo Contra. Or is it? No, yeah, that's Neo Contra. There's no other special secret stages. But there are unlockables along the way when you beat the game. You get broken ass weapon sets that make the game so much easier. You can even unlock Lucia as a playable character too. Unfortunately, it doesn't affect this story mode. Most of the plot related cutscenes just replaces her with Bill. Also, upon putting the final touches on this video, I noticed that Lucia shoots heart-shaped projectiles if you pick the Ripple Ring. Cool. If you beat the game on rank S, then you get the boys in their undies as alternative skins. But if you rank S on every stage, then you get a final cinematic, one that features my newest favorite sword-wielding badass. First, we get Jaguar walking away from the sun. Then, enemies approach. He makes quick work of them. A car comes roaring in, and he freaking shoulder checks it, and then a whole freaking army comes, and Jaguar says, and takes them all out and gets showered by their blood. Then the planet itself starts to rise, and a big-ass golem that reaches as high as space takes him on. And, no, let me just let the cutscene play. And that's not even the manliest part yet. Are you ready? Are you ready to see the manliest fucking part in Neo Contra?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And that, my little galactoids, is Neo fucking Contra. Peace.